XDEFIANT has now been experienced by the general public. If you have been living under a rock, XDEFIANT is a brand new first-person shooter title by Ubisoft that aims to bring the old-school Call of Duty style experience back to the mainstream. As such, being an arcade arena shooter. A question that several fans have had in mind is whether or not it will be a free-to-play game when it is released or not. What's good, everyone? Welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. This may be a pivotal moment for the first-person shooter community, probably more so Call of Duty fans than anything. If this is your first time here, welcome and consider subscribing. I upload 2 videos weekly. You can expect overall gaming content and more XDEFIANT content from here on out. And if you're returning, welcome back. Go ahead and like the video on your way in. Also, check out my guys over at Waves Customs, but more on them later on. Let's talk about some XDEFIANT. As we go along, drop your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Even if you disagree, let's just have some mutual respect. One of the biggest discrepancies about this game is, will it be the Call of Duty killer, or will XDEFIANT end Call of Duty? Let's go over some things that have been said about the two within the community, and what do you think personally? Do you think XDEFIANT will pretty much boot gang the Call of Duty clientele? So we have a tweet here. It states, perpetually online people thinking XDEFIANT will kill Call of Duty, when majority of the casual Call of Duty player base won't even know what XDEFIANT is. A reply stated, it'll all come down to word of mouth. XDEFIANT and Ubisoft will have to promote and advertise strongly. I don't think it'll be a Call of Duty killer, but if done right, it'll be a great competitor to Call of Duty, which will be a good thing for players on both sides. The initial tweet and reply are 1000% true. I have some confirmation bias because I have asked a few of my guys if they were interested in the game and if they're going to be playing the beta these past few days or not. Not everyone was aware of what XDEFIANT was until I essentially gave them a rundown. And the reply also furthers my personal experience as well. For the most part, I think these are a couple of good, fair takes. Let's move on and take this next tweet with a grain of salt. I highly doubt any of this is confirmed, but it does make for a good hypothetical as far as how XDEFIANT will flow in the coming months and maybe years. And again, big allegedly in front of this tweet. XDEFIANT has already planned out a year's worth of content. At launch, 90 tier battle pass, 14 base maps, 24 weapons, 5 factions and modes. Every season, 3 weapons, 3 maps, 1 faction, new modes, new events, new battle pass, and there will be a new season every 3 months. If this is legit, I do see this being a pretty feasible system with how gaming content is rolling out today, with microtransactions, battle passes, and seasons. I do think it will be dope to see different skins added with the different factions as well, and even just some dope cosmetics to add on top of the already aesthetically pleasing visuals of the game. This next tweet says, XDEFIANT is definitely not a Call of Duty killer. It really sucks that the hype wasn't real due to all of the crap going on with the Call of Duty community lately, but it is decent at best. It's just another in a long line of overhyped FPS games that won't compete with the big dogs in the long run. So pretty strong opinion here in this tweet. The point that I do agree with is the main reason why players from the Call of Duty community are starting to flirt with XDEFIANT is because the Call of Duty community has been in shambles for years, dropping bad game after bad game, and blatantly ignoring the consumer base will absolutely make players have wandering eyes. I'm convinced if XDEFIANT was a thing 10 years ago, let's say if it was doing the works during the lifespan of Black Ops 2, it wouldn't have even been a thought. And I usually do find betas only decent. That is an absolute fair point. They are betas for a reason. And from what I can see, the development team does seem to be a lot more transparent with the small player base that it has, which I do think will work in their favor in the long run if this game remains sustainable. Let's take a short break and talk about my guys over at Waves Customs. Use Waves Custom units for the gym, playing and recording music, and of course, gaming. Get Waves fitted for your ears only just by scanning your ears with your smartphone, both iPhone and Android. They offer a damn good product for a one-of-a-kind experience. Check these guys out. It'll be the first link down in the description. If you decide to cop a pair, let me know what you think. Let's get back to the video. So this next tweet, what's everyone's thoughts on XDEFIANT? I'm trying to be optimistic, but I am struggling to see a long-term future for this game. And a reply states, game has shown like 1/8 of the content it will have. Way too early to make a definitive prediction. And the initial tweeter responds, I just don't see how casuals will enjoy this game at all. I had a lot of fun playing and am going to again today, but it's rare to see a game work today that doesn't embrace casuals in some way. If the game is designed for the 1%, then it is basically alienating the 99%. All pretty valid takes, but once again, this game is nowhere near finished if I had to assume. I remember a lot of people felt the same way about Fortnite to a degree. No, I am not saying that XDEFIANT will be the next Fortnite or better than Fortnite whatsoever. My point is, not a lot of people knew about Fortnite at the very beginning. Now it is absolutely one of the most popular shooter games and has been for a few years now. Very similar situations with Apex Legends as well. I do think if the game is free, it already appeals to a more casual audience. A lot of people have game systems or computers, but don't quite think buying games will be conducive to their lifestyle because they just prioritize other things essentially. So if the game is free, I see it doing pretty well. Obviously, the core fan base and the more competitive players will most likely be from the Call of Duty community for the most part. But I do think this has potential to do really well from what we see so far. So is this the Call of Duty killer, or will this game end Call of Duty? Do I think so? Not quite, but do I think Call of Duty is in a little bit of trouble? Yes. I glossed over this a second ago, but I think if XDefiant takes the Fortnite and Apex Legends route, a free game that relies mainly on microtransactions for most of its revenue, this game could do some damage to Call of Duty, especially with how much things have been essentially gate-kept from us this year in Modern Warfare 2. A few weeks ago, there was literally a situation where people were getting hacked on their game, and not one developer said a word. It's almost like they weren't even aware, or they wanted to keep it a secret. And the first thing you see when opening the XDefiant beta at this point is a disclaimer saying that the game is a work in progress. That is enough in itself to make Call of Duty sweat a bit, in my opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for sticking around. I greatly appreciate it. If you dug it, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to see more weekly gaming content. I'll see you guys in the next video. All y'all take care, and I'm out.